A reboot of the Bottineau light rail project comes with significant changes. Planning continues this summer as engineers must now design a route without access to the BNSF freight train corridor. Those changes will greatly impact the city of Robbinsdale, with light rail now planned to go right down the middle of County Road 81. This weekend, Shannon Slatton sits down with Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Lunde to talk about that project and more.
So let's begin with talking about the Blue Line, and folks in Robbinsdale have some questions. What are you hearing?
I think, for them it's new, right? It was originally planned for on-rail, now it's down the middle of Bottineau Boulevard, and people rightfully are saying, okay, wait a minute, this is a change. We need to have a lot of input, we have a lot of questions and concerns. And so we're going to spend this whole summer, I feel like I should get an apartment in Robbinsdale because we've got a bunch of what we're calling driveway talks. Just go out and talk to people, listening, because part of the process is, what do you want it to look like? And at the end of the day, Robbinsdale has municipal consent, so they control this project. And so getting that to that point is really important.
Right. So is there hope that the input could change the route or what it looks like?
I think so. I think the route, there's only so many ways we can go through
Right.
Robbinsdale, so it's kind of the route is as proposed, right? And just like in Brooklyn Park, where it went up West Broadway and we had lots of conversations, what do we want to look like? Do you want trails on each side? Do you want benches? What do you want? And in Brooklyn Park, we kind of tackled that, and now Robbinsdale gets that opportunity and is new to them. So, respecting the fact that this is not something that's been planned in that way for many years.
All right, so if somebody does want to reach out and talk to you, what should they do?
I think just give me a call, email. We've got myself and Anna, who's one of my policy aides. We're setting up meetings. Every time somebody contacts us with questions or to share feedback, we always offer, hey, do you want to have a drive? And the driveway talks is kind of, with COVID, we weren't sure how the summer was going to go, and I think it's going great for COVID, but try to do a respectful way, small settings, and just let people get together and talk, small neighborhoods, and share feedback and ask questions without these big meetings where people may feel a little shy about asking things.
Sure. And what does the timeline look like after that?
I think what we're hoping to do is by the end of summer start talking about station planning, so people can actually see what a station would look like, where it would be, because that's still up. That's really part of the process. Is people are saying, hey, you don't have answers. Well, part of it is this engagement determines where things might go. Would it go at North Memorial? Will it go outside? Will it be part of North Memorial? And so that's part of that process.
And then we'll have you briefly touch on COVID vaccinations. Going pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. We've got a lot of work to do, but I think we've hit that mark. And the hard part is we're kind of opening up, right? No masks and things like that. And then people, I think, the urgency have kind of receded. And so we're trying to just kind of keep telling people, hey, if you want the vaccine, we're going to make it available. We're smaller sites, but also respect. Some people don't, and that's their choice. I've got my vaccine, my family has, and we're happy to have done that.
Sure. And then finally, to touch on youth sports grants.
Yes.
That's always exciting to see that money come back to the community.
Yeah, with COVID kind of receding, we can actually do those in-person fun events. And so we're out at Crystal for the really awesome Becker Park where they have the inclusive playground. And then also at New Hope where, God bless, we can have, with this weather, we can get out and enjoy their aquatic facility. And so, Hennepin County is happy to support cities in their efforts.
Recent beach closures, including a closure 2 weeks ago at the French Regional Park Beach, have swimmers taking notice. Our unusually warm June is partly to blame for those closures. This past week, CCX News caught up with Hennepin County's Public Health Department as it tested the water at Weaver Lake Beach in Maple Grove. Hennepin County takes samples each week from more than 30 public swimming beaches, testing for waterborne pathogens that make people sick. If officials find high levels of pathogens, they close the beach.
We do want to make sure that when people are swimming in the water, they are aware that the risks that may be coming with that, and also just making sure that they are aware that it's safe to swim in at that time.
To check water quality status at an area beach, you can head to our website at ccxmedia.org. From beaches to the bike paths, where the popularity of bicycling during the pandemic has had an impact on the availability of bikes and bike parts. It's impacted a new cycling shop in Plymouth. The Twin Cities have an abundance of bike paths. And in the West Metro, perhaps none is more popular than the 63-mile-long Loose Line Trail.
Probably the most popular and most used trail. We see walkers, rollerbladers, skateboarders, and of course, cyclists.
For years, those cyclists haven't had a convenient place to go in the Plymouth area to have their bikes serviced. That is, until now. They just have to be on the lookout for the wooden sign that alerts them to the presence of Trailhead Cycling.
Who builds a retail business in an industrial park that really can't be seen by a major thoroughway? Well, Trailhead does.
Drew Frakes is the manager of Plymouth's new Trailhead Cycling location.
Because that one's all about the comfort.
This independent bike store is a one-stop shop known for sales, repairs, and customer service. Its opening was months in the making.
The pandemic has been a challenge. We had more delays than we could have ever possibly imagined, so it's a long time coming.
A long time coming thanks to the supply chain difficulties facing the industry.
The industry as a whole is having a very hard time meeting demand.
Some experts estimate that it may be more than a year before inventory is back to normal levels.
Right now, we've got a clear docket for repairs, and we've got some fresh product in, whether it's bikes, whether it's parts, or whether it's accessories.
Yes.
It's also conveniently located next to Loose Line Brewing.
We're not going to be shy about leveraging having a brew pub as a neighbor.
That close proximity to cold beer comes much to the delight of customers.
It's just a great way to go. Have a beer, walk around, know that your bike's getting serviced.
The combination of beer and bicycles is an easy way to build camaraderie, while giving cyclists in this area an easy excuse to explore what nature has to offer.
This is just a crazy enough idea might work.
Some industry estimates expect it will be 2023 before bicycle inventory levels get back to normal. And we'll be right back.